The concrete canyons of Manhattan. A great metropolis. Here we see an island so densely packed with people who know nothing of wildlife, save the odd cockroach or pigeon.
Get out of here, no wildlife. What do you mean, no wildlife? Nobody says my town ain't got wildlife. New York, New York. The town's so nice, they named it twice. Has got all kinds of wildlife, with fur, feathers, and fins. Especially feathers. Hey, if you don't believe me, then maybe you'll believe these guys. They're my friends from New York City Audubon, your local Audubon chapter. Last year, they found more than 300 species of birds here in the Big Apple. Big ones, little ones, fast ones, slow ones. Why, my friends at the New York City Audubon are looking for birds in every corner of the Big Apple.
There's the fledgling, so there's the fledgling and the adult right here.
10 years ago, we made a complete and thorough census of the birds nesting in the park. And today we're in the process of repeating that study to see what changes there are in the number and kinds of birds that are using Central Park's natural areas for breeding territory.
The census is a great idea. I think I improved my observational skills immensely, but my wife, quite honestly, is much, much better than me. Now flew out. I see it.
Lots of us birds think New York is a great place to live, but a big city like this can be tough if you don't know where you're going. Buildings, glass, and reflections everywhere. But my buddies at the New York City Audubon are learning everything they can on how to make our town safer for us birds.
Volunteers go out in the streets and look for injured and dead birds and collect data, basically. They try to save as many injured birds as they can, and the birds that are dead are collected.
Look at the blood in its beak. Poor little thing. Last fall, I found 44 birds. Birds were dropping next to me. Of the 44, 33 were dead. It was very traumatic for them, certainly for me.
Some folks at New York City Audubon have learned enough about these killer buildings to fill an entire book.
We've been glazing buildings the same way for hundreds of years. And there are ways that we might be able to modify the patterns in the glass or reduce the reflectivity, embed some kind of patterns.
You know, we feel that implementing a couple of key design techniques would really make a tremendous difference.
I'll say a tremendous difference. Ever since New York City Audubon helped modify these windows, this is no longer the notorious bird killer building of the West Side. Now, like a lot of New Yorkers, I love my convenient midtown location and skyline views. But there are those other birds that like to hang out on all those green spaces with the water views. And wouldn't you know it, there's my guys again, New York City Audubon, keeping an eye on all of them out-of-borough birds.
The urban habitat is an amazing place. There are so many areas where wildlife is abundant. New York City Audubon is leading some major research initiatives. We're looking at the productivity of the birds. I mean, the birds are nesting here, and that's a good sign. But we want to take it the next step. Are the birds, are they thriving?
Boy, oh boy, these guys got their eyes on all the best nest real estate. From islands on the edge of the ocean to classy Fifth Avenue co-ops. New York City Audubon does more than just a little home repair for some famous red-tailed hawks. They're even helping the Parks Department figure out how to make lots of new land available for wildlife.
Ridgewood Reservoir is a unique hidden treasure. Hundreds of thousands of people drive past this place every day with no idea of this miraculous little gem of nature hidden just behind the walls.
And so one of the top 5 dominant species in this zone is this kind of moss.
My guess is that the highest density of breeding is here and here. It's a great working relationship with the Parks Department. New York City Audubon's role is to provide advice and management information to the Parks Department so that they can make the most informed decisions about protecting the natural resources within the parks.
On behalf of New York City Audubon's nearly 10,000 members, I strongly urge that funds be allocated to turn the former Ridgewood Reservoir into a destination for environmental education and a unique nature sanctuary.
My friends at New York City Audubon are all over town, always educating folks about wildlife and wild places right in their own city.
So we're going to be traveling under 6 different bridges. It's kind of interesting that you have a tremendous urban setting like this, and these birds have found these islands as their sanctuary.
Boat rides, tours, all kinds of ways to let people know that they're living next to wildlife.
The dark bird flying along with us next to the shore is a double-crested cormorant. In New York City in 1985, there were 20 pairs. Last summer, there were 1,700 pairs.
On the sea, on land, or in the air, my friends at New York City Audubon are always keeping an eye on the wildlife in my favorite city.